The first word today is timeless. Timeless. Something that is timeless is kind of existing outside of time. It's not affected by the passage of time or changes or trends or especially in fashion, things that are trendy and things. They're kind of always in style, so they're timeless. So basically not affected by the passage of time. Since this video was about fashion, can you think of any fashion items that are timeless? Like they never go out of style?
Trench coat.
Okay, trench coats usually stay pretty trendy around fall and springtime.
Black dress. Black mini dress.
Black mini dress.
Her earrings and necklaces.
These kind of pearl accessories, maybe?
Can I say Chanel No. 5 perfume?
Sure, actually that's a great example. It's not exactly clothing, but yeah, that's always like kind of a good gift. Or timeless, right? I was thinking like blue jeans are kind of timeless. They never really, they're always just there. They never really get changed. Maybe like pea coats are pretty timeless. Yeah, shoes too. Some brands of shoes really stay in style for decades, so we can call them timeless. The second word is stylistically, which is just an adverb that relates to style. Especially when talking about art, this is used a lot. With art, literature, movies, these kind of things. When we're talking about it, we use the word stylistically. So, for example, if you're comparing two books that are very similar, their style is very similar, you could just apply this like, stylistically, these two books are very similar, or these two books are very similar stylistically. So it's just kind of an adverb used when you're talking about the style of something, usually the art. Like, stylistically, I really liked this movie because the set design was really beautiful or something. So just when you're talking about the style of a thing. Number 3 is intuitively. And a few sessions ago, we had the word visceral. And visceral is really similar to intuitive. And intuitive means it's based on your feelings, like your gut reaction to something, rather than like hard, logical thinking. It's not logical. It's your feeling and your instinct, kind of.
Like gut feeling.
Yeah, exactly, like your gut feeling. So, right, you do something intuitively. Maybe you some people learn to swim intuitively. Their parents just kind of throw them in the water and they figure it out. No one teaches them how to do it. So you could say that's intuitively, right? They just figure out how to do it naturally and based on their feeling and what feels natural, not like thinking about it too much. So yeah, intuitive is just, based on your instinct. The fourth word, enhanced reality, Tom Ford in the video talks about his movies. He really likes enhanced reality. So, what he's kind of talking about, I guess, I haven't seen his movies, but like, kind of like reality. He likes to depict reality, but more intense. Like things are more toned and exaggerated, which is the next word. But things are like turned up. The volume's turned up. Like maybe people are a little more stylish than they would really be, or things like that. So okay, when I watch Korean dramas, I always think it's kind of an enhanced reality. And I'm not even talking about the story. Of course the story is. But, like, even just the way people are, it's like more than real life. Like, people act more serious than in real life. And people dress better than in real life. And the house looks nicer than in real life. And everything is just better, right? So that's kind of an enhanced reality. It's not real, you know? And it kind of goes along with exaggerated, because in an enhanced reality, everything's exaggerated, which means made to seem larger, or more important, or better, or improved, or worse, sometimes. So to exaggerate is to, like, kind of tell a story as more strong than it was. Like, maybe you're late for work because maybe your taxi or something, it took you 5 minutes to get a taxi, but you tell your boss it took 30 minutes to get a taxi. So, like, that's an exaggeration. Like, you just make it more or larger than it really is. So we're actually going to talk about that word in our discussion later, but right, exaggerated describes something that someone has exaggerated it or made it to seem larger.
Like too much?
Yeah, not too much, just more.
More.
Right, more than it is naturally. So, any questions about these words? And you can feel free to stop me anytime when I'm explaining. Exaggerated here is just being used as an adjective.